Hello everyone, welcome to Telugu One Academy. Friends, today we will be learning about the state for Northeast Insurgency topic. Our state of concentration is Meghalaya. When you see the map of Meghalaya, what I have provided for you here, in the north it is bounded by Assam. Okay, it is bounded by Assam. In the west here you can see this is Bangladesh. Okay, this is Bangladesh. And here you can see the state of Assam again. Okay, so this is how the profile of Meghalaya look like. It is completely bounded by Assam almost every side except the south and western side, which is with Bangladesh. So this is for you to understand what exactly or how exactly the insurgency in Nagaland is supported. The insurgency in Meghalaya is supported, my friends. So when you see the Meghalaya, the name itself says the adobe of clouds, Meghalaya was created as an autonomous state carved out of the erstwhile Assam on April 2nd, 1970, where it was given autonomous status, in which it had its own legislative assembly elected for that, but it was a part of Assam. Later it was accorded full statehood in the year 1972 on January 21. Okay, so the Assam basically when it was carved out to form Meghalaya, the Meghalaya contained three major tribal groups. Those tribal groups are the Khasis, the Jaintias, the Garos. When you consider it from west, so on the west side, when you see the map again, let me show you the map again. On the western part, this is everything, this whole part belongs to Garo tribe. You can see the names also, West Garo, North Garo, East Garo and South Garo. Okay, and you will also see Southwest Garo district. In the middle part you will have Khasis tribe. Okay, here all this is Khasis tribe. The capital city, the then Assam and the present Meghalaya is Shillong, which is present in East Khasis district, my friends. You see this is Khasis, and the easternmost part of the state is Jaintia, West and East Jaintia hills, where the Jaintia tribe reside in the region. So these are the three major tribes. Apart from that, there are also some other people, non-tribal people. There is also a small ethnic group which is called the War, okay, in this region. Key indigenous tribal communities inhabiting in this area. Over the year, various people, tribals and non-tribals from other parts of India or country have settled down in this state. So let's see the demography dividend, because to understand the holistic nature of insurgency, one also need to understand the demography of state of Meghalaya. When you see Meghalaya is a Christian populated majority state, around 85% of the population in Meghalaya are Christians. Okay, here as per census, 85% of them are tribal and most of them are Christians. All the tribals in Meghalaya are Christians, 15% of non-tribal population. In these 15%, 10% are Hindus and Muslims are of 2% and remaining are of 2% of population. The insurgency in Meghalaya began in the later part of 1980s. My friends, Meghalaya was almost a peaceful state. It never had an insurgency. But in 1980, various ideologies were forming and Meghalaya started its own insurgency in 1980s, wherein started as a movement against the socio-economic and political domination of the Khars, or the outsiders they call them. They thought that Bangladeshis who have come into India in 1971 Liberation War, so those people are dominating us, they have become rich merchants, they are even lending money, they are even suppressing the local tribals. Against that, they slowly started, but slowly it has enhanced itself into a separatist movement by forming two major groups. Let us also discuss about two major groups also. So, before going into learning what are the two major groups in that region, let's see what is the major reasons for formation of insurgency in this area. When you see the map of Northeast, if I draw a outline map, I am sorry if I am drawing it wrong, okay. Okay, this is something like Northeast India. So this is where our Meghalaya, the present concentration state it is, we are learning. Here you have Assam, we have bounded, Arunachal Pradesh, everything. See, Meghalaya acts as a, this is Meghalaya, this acts as a transit point. Transit point for many of the insurgent groups in Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland and etc. to get their smuggled arms and ammunition from the Bangladesh. So this transit point has made Meghalayan youth exclusively prone to the organized crime in this region of Northeast India and leading them into easy money because of unemployment which has been created in that region. These youth have been shifting towards this insurgency region. Some other factors I can say, porous boundary with Bangladesh, which is hard to totally close the boundary, okay. Tribal aspirations where they thought the Dakhars or the outsiders have been looting them. Inefficient autonomous district councils, my friend, that is the major issue, where all the three tribes, Garo, Khasis and Jaintias, have their independent autonomous district council under the Schedule 6 of the Constitution of India. But rather than creating a healthy competitive environment, rather than creating the equality in the region, these autonomous district councils have led to the creation of identity politics. Identity politics in the region. Because what happens in identity politics, each one wants to show their hierarchy. Each one wants to show their hierarchy. Same thing happened in Meghalaya also. What happened in Meghalaya was the Khasis and Jaintias people thought the Garos were dominating and Garos were having upper hand, and because of Garo region having lot of the reserves, exclusively the coal reserves of Meghalaya under their control, they will be dominating them. Now we have to separate ourselves, that Khasis and Jaintias should separate themselves from the Garo people. This was also happening at that time. Okay, we'll learn about two major insurgent groups in that region, and mostly we'll concentrate ourselves with the first one. Second one also we'll consider, but the first group I can say is Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council. If I'm pronouncing wrong, I'm sorry, but to my knowledge, this is called Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council. The Hynniewtrep word is nothing but, it comes from age-old word which calls Hynniewtrep people of Assam are nothing but Garo, Khasis and Jaintias all together previously. And the next one is Garo National Liberation Army, GNLA. Okay, both of the groups we will be learning elaboratively. We'll understand what is their issue. The first one, Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council. Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council. It has its own flag, my friends. The government of India have banned both of these groups under UAPA Act, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, under section 2 of this act. Okay, we have banned both of these councils or insurgent groups. Okay, so it is a militant organization operating in Meghalaya. It claims to be representative of, as I said you, Hynniewtrep present status. Previously, it started as a group for whole Meghalaya, but in later times there got a clash within the group, and Garo people have separated and Khasis Jaintias people have separated, and now Hynniewtrep only and only calls for the people of Khasis and Jaintias. Khasis and Jaintias tribal people, and its aim is to free the Meghalaya from the alleged domination of Garos and other non-tribal population in that region. Banned by the central government under section 3, this is section 3 of Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. So we'll learn more about the Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council. So Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council, see the basic difference between both Garo National Liberation Army and Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council is Garos want a separate statehood within the Constitution of India. But these Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council group, my friend, they want a sovereign state, they want a separate country, they want their own constitution, not to be in a part of Indian state or Indian Union, they feel so. Which demands a sovereign Kashi homeland in Meghalaya is a breakaway faction of Hynniewtrep Akhi. Okay? Achi or Akhi. This is Achi is nothing but Garo. Okay? Achik Liberation Council, the first militant tribal outfit of the state, formed in the mid of 1980s. Hynniewtrep refers to the Kashi and Jaintia communities and Akhi refers to the Garo community. In 1992, there was a split, as I told you earlier. So it led to two different groups. One is Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council and another was Akhi Madgrik Liberation Army. Okay, Akhi Madgrik Liberation Army, which represents Garo, and subsequently replaced by Achik National Voluntary Council, ANVC. So later what happened, my friend, this ANVC became liberal and it had agreed for a tripartite agreement in the year 2004 with the government of India. 2004 with the government of India and government of Meghalaya, so that they will not take up arms for 6 months, and it has been continuously extended by 6 months from then, and the organization became silent. Okay. According to the South Asia Terrorism portal, this is one of the very good portal if you want to do more of research, who are students interested in research, who are ready to do defense studies apart from UPSC, they can visit this portal. This is a very good portal. An important objective of Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council is to transform Meghalaya as a provincial exclusively for Kasi tribe free from domination by Garo tribe. This is their major ideology according to South Asia Terrorism portal. Another objective is fight against the presence of outsiders, and HNLC feels that Kasi youth are deprived of the fruits of development because of these outsiders within the state. The HNLC is seen as a representative of Kashi identity and pride, and most of the top leaders is based outside in Bangladesh. In early 2000, the group would be frequently called for bunds, boycott, Independence Day, boycott and carry out extortion and etc. So the basic activity of this organization, Hynniewtrep, my friends, is to call band, is to call to do strike, is to call ban the Independence Day celebrations, which is on August 15th. They do not accept that they are part of Union of India. So all these activities were happening. Even most of the leaders of Hynniewtrep National Liberation Army take asylum in Bangladesh. They actively participate or actively work by sitting in the Bangladesh and causing disturbance in Meghalaya. Recently, there have been consistent increase of activities of Hynniewtrep National Liberation Army. I'll also Liberation Council, I'll also talk about that more. So, however, according to the Center for Development and Peace Study, an independent research center in Assam, sustained counter-insurgency operations over the years weakened the Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council. But what happened that you say this is on increasing? Because, my friend, APSPA, the Armed Forces Special Power Act, has been repealed from the state of Meghalaya in the year 2018. Okay, has been removed from the Meghalaya in the year 2018. Then what happened? The insurgent groups thought, yes, this is the time, now we have to start our insurgency back. So since July 2004, the ANVC, what I have told, Akhi National Voluntary Corps, whatever it is for Garo, has been under the extended ceasefire agreement. As I told you already, ceasefire was signed. So what happened? All the soldiers within the HNVC are deserted, they are all empty. So either they joined another group, that is Garo National Liberation Army, which I have told you the second insurgent group in that region. Okay, HNLC, of which Nikhil was one of the co-founder, wanted independence from India, while ANVC wanted Garo homeland but within the constitution, as I told you. Okay, If I'm pronouncing names, I'm really sorry because it is hard to know exact pronunciation of the northeastern names, but to my extent I have done my research and I'm pronouncing it accordingly what I have learned from some other people. That is thank you, okay, thank you or thank you. Next important thing, my friends, so current scenario what I was saying was there were consistent blasts in Meghalaya which have been conducted by Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council. These people starting from 2021 August 15th, where there was a boycott of Independence Day and lot of youth coming into the streets and protesting against the murder of one of the leader and co-founders of Hynniewtrep National Liberation Army by the police forces in a skirmish where he was to be caught, but unfortunately he was killed. This raised slogans, this raised black flags in the region, and the whole region was under curfew for 2 to 3 days most probably. Okay, 3 days it was there, I can say you that. Okay, so till date it has been able to have 3 IED blasts. So what is the major? See, if you are not looking, if you are not able to see this, 3 blasts. This is 3 blasts in the state since July 2021. They have started, they have become active. Okay, they are influencing young minds exclusively by using social media, and they want to keep the pot boiling. The sources said that the Hynniewtrep leaders are saying, I want to keep the issue boiling, I don't want to be with India anymore. So while the most of the blasts have been low intensity, the group was in the limelight in August 2021 after its founding secretary Chesterfield Thank you. Okay, Chesterfield Thank you was killed in a police operation leading to a breakdown of law and order in Shillong. As I told you, he was the person, Chesterfield Thank you. He was not inactive. He was inactive since long time, since 2004 when he was caught. Okay, but he came to Meghalaya and police want to catch him, but unfortunately he died. So, let me also tell you some more important points. Please note them down. Why do you think the Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council is on rise? Okay. Regarding that, see, there is a lot of taxation which is happening in Northeast India, where these insurgents group levy on the businessmen or the people who stay or the employees in these regions. Similarly, the Hynniewtrep also wanted to tax the businessmen in the region. But obviously, when the businessmen rejected, they thought, this is the time I need to scare these business people. And they also were angry because they want to take revenge of the death of their leader, Chesterfield Thank you. Okay, thank you or thank you. That person, they want to take revenge on death of that person. So for that revenge and to scare the outsiders who they call as Dakhars, they are planting this IED blasts. Okay. Now they said, they even gave a statement, they are saying that enough had been enough, we have been waiting till the AFSPA has been repealed in the state, and now we got time, we will obviously rebel out. Okay. Next, the next important insurgency group in the region, as I said you, Garo National Liberation Army, which was formed in the year 2009 with the aim of creating separate Garo land in the western parts of Meghalaya. The group has around strength of 200 to 250 insurgent with different modern weapons, AK-47s, IEDs, etc. and etc. Okay. So most of its force come from Akhin, the group of Akhin, which was formed and which was having a tripartite agreement with Government of India since 2004. The leaders of this group were former Deputy Superintendent of Police, Phakar R. Sangam, who is also called as Champion or Sangam. After he deserted the police service, he is the chairman of the outfit. And Sohandi Shiar, former ANVC, that is Akhin National Voluntary Corps. Okay. Army Commander of East Garo Hills is the Commander-in-Chief of this outfit. So the cadre is based is mainly from, as I told you, the liberation of Akin Elite Force and deserted groups of Akin National Voluntary Corps. The group is in possession, as I told you, with modern weapons like US M16 rifles, AK-47s, HK rifles, even they have grenades from Chinese grenades and other automotive weapons, explosives, rocket launchers, etc. and etc. So even this terrorist organization, which we consider as the Garo National Liberation Army, we declared it as unlawful under UAPA Act, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967 under Section 3 of this Act. Okay, the leader of this group, R. Sangam, was apprehended in Bangladesh last year and is under judicial custody. Most of this group is not active now, but their major activity of funding is to do extortion, kidnapping, murder, kidnapping, gun running, etc. are major activities which these groups do in the Garo region. Why do you think insurgency is on rise? Because you see, as I told you, there are recent incidences where there have been 3 IED blasts in the Meghalaya region by the Hynniewtrep. Why do you think there is a rise? As I told you, there is AFSPA has been repealed. There has been a lot of illegal migration happening, a lot of illegal armed trade happening across Bangladesh border. Okay. Illegal extortion, impact of ban on rat hole mining, expanding coordination with another groups are also one of the important reasons. You see, Northeast India has several armed insurgency groups. When we will see in our eventual classes, we will learn about them also. For example, Naga National Socialistic Council, NSC, and Isaac Muhiwa, you have Keplan, you have even Ulfa, okay, Ulfa group from Assam, United Liberation Front of Assam. You have another all different insurgent groups. Now you see, imagine if all these insurgent groups, knowing clearly the knowledge of the terrain, who can do guerrilla warfare and who can impact a lot of lives of armed people there, they come together and they plan for extortion and everything. You think how much of parallel government or parallel things could happen, which is dangerous. So that is what happening. Illegal extortion happening and impact of ban on rat hole mining. Friends, rat hole mining is nothing but you are mining coal from underground by using small tunnels, small tunnel like structures. Okay, this would be your coal. Okay, small tunnels where you can only fit your body, nothing else. You have to crawl into that. So NGT, National Green Tribunal, has what happened in 2015 led a ban on rat hole mining completely in the state. Before what happened, these insurgent groups would have stopped. Okay, they would stop these rat hole miners and they would collect the coal from them and they can sell. Sometimes they collect the money so that these people continue to do rat hole mining in this region. But because of this ban, they lost some of their income and now they want to strike hard so that they get back their income sources. As I told you that after IED blast, the statement, this was the official statement given by Hynniewtrep National Liberation Army or Council, whatever you want to say. These people say, warn, they are warning, you see, warn non-indigenous traders at Kyan Dailad to pay taxes. You have to pay taxes and if you are not paying, see, the group claimed that some traders has refused to pay taxes to HNLC and warned them to heed their diktat. They have to follow their diktat. They have also said the death of Chesterfield Thankhiu, the former member of HNLC, is a mistake and we will take blood for blood. Blood for blood. This was the official statement which was given after the recent blast which happened just 4 days ago in the month of February 2022. Whatever the time you are watching this video, please remember this happened in Feb 2022. Okay, this was the official statement. So this shows there has been a rise in insurgency. So how would you resolve this? So I would like to make you remember about the Supreme Court and the local High Court judgments of that region. Okay, Supreme Court previously recommended to do some of the ameliorative measures. It even said try to look into the removal of AFSPA from Meghalaya. But the High Court of Meghalaya has said, by looking into the issues which are faced by Meghalaya and rise in insurgency in the year 2015, it has said that no social media, electronic or print media should publicize the bands or you say boycotts, okay, or anything which has been declared by Hynniewtrep. And if anyone who has been publishing such a comments from Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council, they will be considered to have committed the contempt of court and they will be punished accordingly, was the statement given by High Court of Meghalaya to control the widespread use of social media and the ideology of Hynniewtrep into the youth of the people. Why I am saying this, my friends, is that when you consider when there was a recent inquiry into the IED blast which was happened in the month of February 2022, there was in the whole group they caught around 6 people. Of 6, there was a juvenile who was around 15 to 16 years and is considered as commander of a region in Khasis Hills. See, even juveniles have been targeting for easy money in that region. So, how do you resolve this? You have to slowly try to implement back the AFSPA for short duration. And next, conditional talks and unconditional surrender. You have to say this is what we can do, but you have to surrender, that's it. And joint operations you have to conclude with Bangladesh so that you pluck out or you have to uproot all the insurgent camps of Hynniewtrep National Liberation Council or Garo National Liberation Army which are present in Bangladesh. We have to remove or uproot them. Then only these groups will stop. Joint operations with security forces. You have to give rehabilitation for surrendered people in the area. Okay, give them more ameliorative measures and sustained role of church. As I said to you, 85% of the population in this region are Catholic Christians. By including, see, most of the fathers in the church have been playing leading role as a mediators or interlocutors between the center, state and the insurgent group to solve the insurgency in the Meghalaya. So, by including even the religious leaders to form a peace in the region is very, very important. We have to even address the root causes of the region. Those are unemployment you have to solve because of unemployment people are looking for easy money. That makes youth to lead towards the path of insurgent groups. See, because of lack of coal mining, that whole mining has been banned. Sustainable coal mining should be there. Forest resources should be optimally utilized. They need to be skilled. Okay. Please pause the video and read the slide. Okay. Everything is self-explained there. Okay. Even you have to solve the border issues. There had been an enclave exchange happened already. Almost we tried to solve, but tried to seal the whole border of Bangladesh, which has to be clearly guarded by border security force. And because of this clear guarding, we can stop the influx of arms and ammunitions into the region, especially happening gun running, kidnapping, killing and extortion, which we can stop in the region. That which should be immediately done. That should be immediately done because it's in the hand of government. Next, provide infrastructure. Because of lack of connectivity with the mainland and lack of connectivity of having a good amount of railway or road connectivity also makes the people feel that they have been left over, and most of the regions where this insurgent group train themselves are very outlying areas where you can't see a proper connectivity to that regions. From there, those regions they continuously operate. So there is an urgent need to improve the infrastructure. By even improving the infrastructure, we will also call attraction for the investments in the region also, which eventually increases the economy and employability of the youth in the region. Addressing the tribal aspiration through inclusive development and lead intertribal harmony by promoting peace talks. Try to conduct sports event between intertribals. Try to conduct cooperative measures, talks, exchange of students between the tribal people is also essential in these times. Need for transparency and accountability on the part of ADCs. ADCs are nothing but autonomous district councils, and state government is necessary to ensure fair distribution of these benefits for the development projects including skill development. Look into whether how you can improve the autonomous district council issue in the state. Look into how you can improve the autonomous district council issue in the state, so you can solve whole issue holistically. But my friends, Meghalaya has been a peace state, but the rise of insurgency in Meghalaya is causing the central government to raise its brows, and if it continues, it is the loss for the people of Meghalaya, because AFPA could be reinstated in the whole state to control that. So only by educating the local people with the knowledge of what are the negatives with the rise of insurgency, and making people not to support the local insurgency by providing them enough security and enough ameliorative measures such as education, packages, everything could only be the solution. Because unless or until all these insurgent groups, rather it may be left-wing extremism or terrorism, they will only survive on few sources, that is by having illegal trade money or whatever extortion money, or they will only survive when they have support base from the local people is the other thing. By cutting these two, you can completely eliminate the power of these insurgent groups, and we have to try to maintain the psychology and the ideology of India as a nation in this region, so that they do not join any separatist groups. So my friends, here I come to the end of this class. So we will come with a new class with some other state of Northeast insurgency. So thank you for watching my video. This is Nikhil from Telugu One Academy. Thank you.